Sorry, we couldn't start a bit earlier, but we would still do at least about 40 minutes precisely, and I'm not going to waste too much time. Today, the 16th day of September 2022, as we continue the campaign and the awareness, as we continue to demand that the Yoruba people must know all the reasons why we need to leave Nigeria. What role is the job of the United Nations when it comes to getting an independence from a country or a region or a sovereign country that you are in? This is something I want to quickly discuss before we go out of the broadcast, like I said, in under 40 minutes. Ǹjẹ́ iṣẹ́ United Nations ní pé kí wọ́n dá ìlú sílẹ̀ àbí báwo? Kí ni explanation ẹ̀? Àwọn ìlú wo ni United Nations ti gbàlà rí? Gbogbo ẹ̀ la fi discuss díẹ̀ láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo wa níbikíbi tí ẹ bá ti ń darapọ̀ tí ẹ ti fẹ́ gbọ́ wa ní àárọ̀ ẹ̀, èní lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ní 16. From what I'm aware of, Oke-Ogun rally is going ahead today. Ondo State rally is going ahead tomorrow. Abeokuta rally is going ahead tomorrow. And likewise, the United Nations continue as well. 17th, ní ọ̀la, ní gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Abeokuta. Oke-Ogun is going ahead later on today. And I'll be expecting some signal from Koikimedia later on. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Koiki of Koikimedia. We bring the world closer to your doorstep, and I use my media to explain all those things that people probably will never have heard before. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn nǹkan míì tí ẹ ti gbọ́ rí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation. I will give you all the information so that you'll be well equipped and you will understand whether we should wait longer or we should decide what we want to do. Ìlú kan wà tí mo fẹ́ fi ṣe analysis mi láàárọ̀, wọ́n pè ní East Timor. I will give you how they got their independence and what actually led to that independence. They got their independence on the 20th of May. And I want you to take a lot of notes because when I talk, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ kọ sílẹ̀, and you can also do all your own verification as well. But what I can tell you is United Nations do not give countries. United Nations kọ́ ló ń dàlú sílẹ̀. Àwọn aráàlú yẹn ló máa ṣàwọn ìgbésẹ̀ kan kó tó di pé United Nations máa recognize wọn as a country or as a nation. Because of the time, I'm just going to go straight into the conversation, and I guess we have all the platform. Please do not call and distract my conversation. I haven't got enough time, and I'm not going to take call today on this broadcast because of my time constraint. So we're going to stay straight to the anthem. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé láti bẹ̀rù ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlẹ̀. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ògo adúláwọ̀. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, a very good morning and welcome once again. Because I have to take Omoodua Lossy School, but because I've been I wanted to start a bit early, but there's been a lot of things I was doing. But I think I could still do a little bit, then come back later and we do more as well. Because I need so much time. So every time we have to use it to educate, we have to use it to enlighten, and we have to use it very well. My name is Olawumi Koiki. And as I always say, are we going to go out of Nigeria will depend on us as people. If we wait for international community, it's a good idea. But if you wait for international community without doing all the necessary steps, you will wait forever and you will not get your independence. The international community are not the one to give us our own nation. United Nations kọ́ ló máa fún wa ní ìlú wa. America kọ́ ló máa fún wa ní ìlú. France kọ́ ló máa fún wa ní ìlú. All these countries will not give us our own country. Àwa la máa make decision as to when and how we want our own independence. I'm going to use Professor. We've used this video before, and I'll be using that video. It's about 12 minutes. Professor James Carl Linzer. I'm going to bring my laptop closer so that we can also have an opportunity. We can also have an opportunity, to listen to him as well. Once again, please do not call while I am live. As we say all the time, and I'm not taking call this morning because of my time constraint. I will not take any phone call. I have my BBC Live on there, so I'm going with their time because that knows that at some probably 26 minutes or thereabout, I will wind down and then I will continue with this conversation again. I just wanted to get this out of the way because I said yesterday I will come back this morning. So let's go and look at number one, ìlú wo ló ń pè ní East Timor. East Timor, from what we have, got their independence. Pé wọ́n dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. That was in May 20th, 2002. How did it all happen? Kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó gbé, àwọn iṣẹ́ wo ni wọ́n ṣe débẹ̀? Let me take you back to the history of East Timor before we play that video from what we have. East Timor, also known as Timor-Leste. East Timor is spelled E-A-S-T-T-I-M-O-R. Wọ́n tún mọ̀ wọ́n sí Timor-Leste, T-I-M-O-R-L-E-S-T-E. That's the Portuguese pronunciation. Officially, the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. It comprises the eastern half of the island of Timor, the nearby island of Arturo and Jaco, an enclave on the northwestern side of the island surrounded by Indonesia. So area in Lower, for the benefit of those of you that probably ask Nibolowa. And all these countries, it doesn't matter how small you are, it doesn't matter how big, there will be a lot of process that you have to do before the world can intervene in your own, request to have your own nation. From what we know, according to the history, East Timor was colonized by Portugal in the 16th century. 19th century, 18th century. And I think that was in the letter, if I'm right, that I think Baba Akintoye wrote to, I think something was mentioned either in this letter or in some of our conversation. 19th century, I'm sure you understand what that means. You probably don't understand, you need to go and then find out a little bit more. 19th century, so East Timor was colonized by Portugal in the 16th century, also known as Portuguese. But something started to happen around the 28th of November, 1975, just 3 years before I was born. So just 3 years before 1978, November 28, precisely 1975, when the Revolutionary Front of an independent East Timor declared a territory independent. Nígbà tó di 1975, what declared a territory to independent? Ẹ wá wo ìgbà tí wọ́n tẹ̀ ṣe wá ṣe recognize wọn as an independent only just about 10 years ago. If we look at in 2022, and they were given independence in May 20, 2002. But Johnny Yobere ni May 2002. That journey started as far back as 1975. But in Tomu Johnny Yobere ni pé in 28th of November 1975, when the Revolutionary Front of an independent East Timor, Fratiland, declared a territory independent. What declared independence out of the region, Tawa? 9 days later, it was invaded and occupied by the Indonesian military. Just as a lot of us are saying, oh, can't declare, they say can't declare. Oh, yes, we know that the Nigerian government can do all kinds of things. But that makes it the journey that begins of the exit and probably the end of Nigeria. Anywhere, on the social media, and nobody is going to recognize you, and nobody is going to care about what is happening in your lives in that contraction you call Nigeria. And one big say, and they were determined. Ìgbésẹ̀ tó gbé ló fún wọn ní the final push in 2002. And it was invaded and occupied by the Indonesian military. It was declared Indonesia 27th province, just as Bawano Sheman with Benin, ni number 37, where Benin is still part of Nigeria, even though we know it is not. The following year, that was in 1976, the Indonesia occupation of East Timor was characterized by violent, decades of long conflict between the separatist groups and the Indonesian military. And I want us to listen carefully. It was declared Indonesia 27th. And I want to make declaration in 1975. The military came out, they did what they have to do with them. They pushed them back again, but it was still declared as Indonesia 27th province. The following year, in 1976, the Indonesia occupation of the East Timor was characterized by violent, decade-long conflict. Ìjápọ̀ láàrin àwọn àti government of the day níjọ́ náà long. And all this was just under 43 years ago. My question then is, I hope whether we are ready that we make a push, or we will all probably have to wait another 40 years before we get a Yoruba nation. if we don't start a push. Because when you look at all these countries that are saying that they are independent, it didn't come easy, but they made those clearing call that was never going to be easy in the first place. Nobody wants to let you go. You will make yourself go. Nobody in the world of today, not even America wants you to go, not even United Kingdom wants you to go, not even France, not Germany, nobody wants you to go as an independent nation. You make that decision whether you want to go or not. If not, you will all remain as part of that contraction. Some of us will live at least a better minimum life than you on the other side of the globe. Nobody is going to make that decision for you. You will make that decision whether you want to go or not. Let's continue. I repeat that again. And I want us to read and understand that particular section. If anybody say that this movement is not going to be violent, that's fine. If it's going to be diplomacy, that is not a problem. But everything will determine on us whether we really want to go or not. Diplomacy is good. There's nothing wrong in diplomacy. And neither there's nothing wrong in violence. Violence has been used for decades. And there's record to that. I've just given you one right now. Indonesia, fẹ́ jẹ́ kí East Timor kó dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. But àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ, wọ́n náwọn nígbà fún wọn. And they were prepared and they were ready. And they were ready to sacrifice whatever it takes, even if they have to sacrifice their blood. But the question is, we want to go without sacrificing our blood. There's nothing wrong in that. Baba Akintoye wants to go by writing a letter to Buhari and think we will just go like that. That is fine. I've been telling you about the letter. I want to see what will be the outcome of this letter after the end of this month. I wait and see. I am just the media. I will sit down here and wait for what next move. I got a call from one of the media yesterday. I'll keep his name for now. Asking me what is the latest update. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation. Somebody that should know what is the latest update is now asking me what is the latest update on Yoruba Nation. And I just laugh. Because if they're asking me what is the latest update, that means nobody knows what is going on anymore. As far as I'm concerned. Or probably they just want to sniff and probably think I'm going to snitch. Oh, for an information to law. I was reading, I keep mentioning his name, and I'll keep mentioning your name, Lamid. Bobo message to Casino Media Group. And your message was, pé Koikimedia jile, àwọn ni wọ́n make ìyá Onítìrì popular lórí social media. I don't work for Mrs. Abiola Onítìrì. Neither do I work for Professor Banji Akintoye. I am only working as a spokesman for Igboho, but I still have my own say as a Yoruba man to whatever I want to say. Igboho cannot tell me what to say and what not to say. As long as I am not referencing what I'm saying to Sunday Igboho, as a spokesman. I am adult. I am old enough to talk and make my own decision on this movement without consulting any or consulting Professor Banji Akintoye. I don't need to speak to Professor Banji Akintoye before I make my own decision of what I want to say on my platform. Baba kò lè pè mí kó advice mi ni. Mo sọ fún yín pé bàbá yẹn pè mí níjẹta because they're pressurizing the father to go and talk to me pé hey, kọ́lọ́ careful pẹ̀lú Koiki o torí àwọn ultraness tó ṣe ní kúure ni mo sọ gbogbo yín pátápátá látòkèdèrè Ògún máa wọlé páyín ni Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ lọ sọ fún British government pé a máa lọ ó dẹ̀ máa wà violent mo sọ mo tuntun sọ gbogbo ẹnu mo fi sọ láì fẹnu kan sẹ́yìn padà ẹ sọ fún British government pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ tí British government ò bá yanjú ẹ̀ ó máa di violent nísàlẹ̀ níbi tí a wà lọ́hùn yẹn just as East Timor was violent when they were clamoring for their own independence. Ní kúure gbogbo yín pátápátá ni mo sọ látòkè délẹ̀ Ògún máa wọlé páyín ni tálẹ̀ rẹ̀ pàǹbá ṣe èmi Ọláyọmí Koiki ni mo sọ̀rọ̀ Koikimedia ẹ kọ lẹ́tà sí British government pé in tí mo sọ pé ní Nàìjíríà tó dá sílẹ̀ yẹn ó máa di violent tó ò bá jẹ́ ká lọ nírọ̀rùn. Èmi ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀, Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀, kò ní dá fún bàbá ńlá pọ̀rí bàbá yín pátápátá látòkè délẹ̀ ẹ̀ ní kúure ni mo sọ. Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀ ní sóríire. Ẹ pé bàbá Akíntóyè kẹ́tún ní kó pè mí lẹ́nìí, màá kọ́ sọ fún bàbá yẹn pé mo ti gbọ́ ni. In ti máa sọ bíbá ni mo wà. I don't have to go to Benin to go and speak to that man anymore. Ẹ ní kúure ni mo sọ gbogbo yín. Ìwọ Lamid tó ń sọ pé èmi ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún Onítìrì, ó ń ṣí èrè ni mo sọ. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi dárúkọ ẹ lórí program. Ìwọ Lamid tó wà ní United Arab Emirates, one of the media. Òun náà mi ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìyá Onítìrì àti Ìjìnlẹ̀ pé àwa là ń push ìyá Onítìrì, àwa là ń fún lọ́rọ̀ sọ. Ó ní ṣoríire ni mo sọ fún ẹ. Ta ni ìyá Onítìrì? Kí ni kàn mí pẹ̀lú ìyá Onítìrì? Èmi ti ń sọ pé kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró kí ìyá Onítìrì tó come on board. As well as mo ti ń sọ pé kí Yorùbá kó dá dúró kí mo tó tẹ̀ sọ pé mo máa bá Ìgbòho sọ̀rọ̀, Ìgbòho ṣá, ó bàbá dá mi. Let me say this. I am not a baby. I am 1978. British government kò ní jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ tí ọ̀rọ̀ yóò bá di violent. Wọ́n máa tàn yín títí 2023 election tí ẹ bá gbégbèsè wọ́n máa ṣe election ní Nàìjíríà kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe sí. And that's the plan that they're doing. Wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí wọ́n lọ ṣe election ní Yorùbá land. Nílẹ̀ èmi ò ní kó máa ṣe election ní North. Èmi ò ní kó máa ṣe election nílẹ̀ Igbo. But wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kó ṣe election nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. In tí wọ́n ṣe nìyẹn tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi jẹ́ kí ìrìn àjò yìí kó ní result. And that means that gbogbo yín èmi máa jókòó sí bíbá kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe fún mi. Ẹ lè ṣe nothing fẹ́ mi because mo ti sọ fún yín pé the only way ká fi máa lọ òun ni pé ká prepare mind wa for everything. I have not asked anybody pé kó lọ gbàgbọ́n lọ́wọ́ sójà pé ní tí olórí burúkú. I mention your name again, David Adeniran. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Koiki. I'm not scared of any fucking one of you. Ọláyọmí Koiki ni mo ń jẹ́. Gbogbo tó sọ pátápátá ló ẹṣọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo gbọ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ti sọ fún mi. But what I'm saying is, we will defend ourselves. Mo ní pé tó bá declare Yorùbá nation, a ní right, mo tún sọ again, a ní every right láti kó weapon wọlé láti fi defend territory yẹn. Is that not what I've said? Mo ní a ní every right. British government nísìn wọn ò ní allow kí territory yìí kó di pé wọ́n are invaded by terrorists. When we declare Yoruba nation, we will harm everyone that needs to be harmed so that we will defend that territory. That is all I've said. And if that is BNU, tó lọ sọ fún Ìgbòho, tó lọ sọ fún Bàbá Akíntóyè, ní sóríire ni mo sọ gbogbo yín pátápátá. Ọláyọmí Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ of Koikimedia. Mo gbọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ Bàbá Akíntóyè, mo dẹ̀ gbọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ Ìgbòho láti jókòó máa sọ Yorùbá nation. Mo dẹ̀ gbọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá Onítìrì. I am not working for any one of them. I am just the spokesman for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. I don't work for anybody. I work for my media platform. And my media platform is more than enough. Whatever the British government wants to come and do, let them come and do it. Only process in Nigeria. Process that I'm facing in the British government. Because British government, I was ṣàlàyé fún mi, bó ṣe di pé wọ́n kó gbogbo àpapọ̀ ní 1914, secret yẹn máa jáde nígbà tá a bá jẹ́ court. Èmi tẹ́mi máa bá wọn fà nìyẹn. Pé court tá fẹ́ lọ yẹn gangan, ẹ sọ fún British government kó máa bọ̀. Ìyẹn lèmi dúró dè. I am not scared. Mo sọ fún yín pé eléyìí ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìbúra is about being bold to speak the way it is. I am not going to speak the way you want me to speak. Ẹ ń ṣí èrè gbogbo yín pátápátá ni mo sọ. Gbogbo yín pátápátá ẹ ń ṣí èrè ni mo sọ. Let's quickly continue because I only have about 10 minutes. East Timor, like I said again, there was a long, violent, decade-long conflict between the separatist groups and the Indonesian military. In 1999, nígbà tí wàhálà yẹn pọ̀, ẹ wo bí tó ti ń fà bọ̀ láti 1975. Nígbà tó di 1999, United Nations sponsor act of self-determination and war. Indonesia relinquished control of the territory. United Nations fúnra wọn ló wá sọ pé no. Wàhálà yìí ti pọ̀ jù. Wàhálà yìí ti pọ̀ jù. Let us try to do as much as possible to save humanity because what if ẹ para wọn tán lọ́hùn yẹn? And what happened? In 1999, that's 1 year after taking the UK, following the United Nations sponsor, United Nations ló wá sponsor. In the United Nations máa sponsor nǹkan nísìn when we have not done anything. United Nations is not going to sponsor anybody. United Nations is not going to sponsor anybody until we make a push, until we make an effort. Aboromo Yeni say. Now, they now sponsor an act of self-determination and war. Indonesia relinquished control of the territory. Tó bá ní wọ́n relinquish, Indonesia bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jọ̀wọ́lẹ̀ pé wàhálà tí àwọn bá wọn ọmọ nílùú fà àgbáyé ti dá sí. So tí a bá ní àfa wàhálà, oh yes, it's fine. Kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀, kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ pààyàn, kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ no, nobody. We want free. Ìyẹn ni bàbá Akíntóyè ṣe kọ lẹ́tà sí presidency pé ká ṣe kínní ní ọ̀nà tó máa tọ́ tó máa yẹ. But the question I'm asking them is, I hope they have the next agenda ready after September 30. We are sitting down here and we are waiting. We are sitting down and we are waiting for what next after the 30th. Rally to come promote. Rally to come prepare so that the rally is what we are using that. Okay, violent in their numbers. We can show the world. We can tell them how peaceful we are. We can tell them how diplomatic people that we are as Yoruba people. But at the end of the day, I'm not even sure they really want to push the rally anymore. I don't think so. We are shouting for the rally, but I'm not sure. But I will get the signal properly. Even though Igbo won't suffer me, I'm a rally. But I hope that they are not pressurizing Igbo. We're going to see rally more. I'm just hoping so. I have not asked Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igbo himself. But I just hope that nobody is trying to convince him we come out to Shiralimo. If that happens, forget about Yoruba Nation. It's gone forever. If they pressurize Chief Sunday Igboho, we come out Shiralimo, we go Suru there, and forget it. We don't have any Yoruba Nation anymore. I come and share awareness and campaign until whenever we are ready. Until whenever we are ready. Talk about pressurize Igboho, we come out Shiralimo. I have not asked him to know, but he has told me continuously that we will only koda only could sink until they stop rallying. But I just hope at the back of my mind that they are not going to pressurize Igboho not to go ahead with that rally anymore. I just hope so. And if you are one of those, then pay Baba Akintoye, then fún Baba 87, Baba yẹn ti ṣe wọn bá tó lè ṣe. Àwa la máa ṣe tó jù níbẹ̀. Bàbá ò lè sọ tí máa sọ lórí show because màá sọ fún bàbá pé violent wà ní 1975 ní Indonesia. I am not saying we should be violent, but if that's going to be part of it, why not? We should prepare for that. And on that note, as I'm going to be winding down very soon because Mulo Motope lost his school, we'll come back on this, but I just wanted to get this out quickly. In 1999, following the United Nations sponsor Act of Self-Determination and War, Indonesia had no other option than to relinquish the control of the territory. As Timor State, it became the first new sovereign state of the 21st century. It was that in 1975. How many years, Nye? Till the 1999. How many years is that? Work that out yourself. From 1975, because they were bold enough to tell the Indonesian military, we are not going anywhere. Amagba Iluwa. The May 2002, it became the first country in the 21st century. They might at least have now say, whatever happened between 1975 till now, whoever must have died will become a foreign hero and they will remember them for the rest of their lives. My question is, are the Yorubas really ready to go? Or we are just all going to be on the Zoom meeting, the diplomatic, the whispering all over the place, the nonsense talk. I don't work for Ionitiri. I don't work for her. I am not a media that work for her. My media works for every Yoruba that wants my services. And if you need our services, it will be here for you to make use of it without paying a dime. It is free. And I'll be available for you 24/7. Even if sometimes Munira Milara to make that broadcast. Taking the risk. It is because we want the Yoruba nation. So if anybody is still concerned that our media is giving you headache, you can also replicate what I'm doing and do it much better than myself. But one thing I can say is Yoruba nation cannot be stopped. Yoruba nation has come to stay, but it will be determined by every single sons and daughters of Yorubas, including myself. I am just one out of the so many millions of Yorubas. I have told you, I am not your bravest, I am not the smartest, but I am here to use my media to destroy Nigeria so that Nigeria can collapse as the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. And on that note, I'll be winding down. Again, in 1999, following the United Nations Sponsor Act of Self-Determination, they didn't just sponsor that act. It was because there was a lot of violence in East Timor that led to the United Nations saying they've had enough and they cannot control it anymore. Indonesia relinquished the territory. And in 2002, May, Timor-Leste became the first new sovereign state of the 21st century on May 2002, and then joined the United Nations and the Community of Portuguese language countries. The East Timor announced its intention to become the 11th member of the Association of the Southeastern Asian Nation, known as ASEAN. East Timor and Philippines are the only two predominantly Catholic nations in the southeast of today. Timor is derived from Timor, the word for east in Malay, which became recorded as Timor in Portuguese, thus resulting the tautological topony meaning east. In Indonesia, Timor, in Portuguese, the country is called Timor-Leste, Leste being the word for east. In Timor, Lurusa being the word for east, literally means rising sun. Ìjà náà máa dìde kágbà eré ìdáwà mọ̀ or akọ̀mọ́ máa jókòó nínú Zoom kékeré tá a ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí and we think we have a Yoruba nation. Nobody knows Yoruba nation yet until we push the message out. How do we push the message out? Is the mega rally that we should all be working towards. That mega rally will push us out more. The international community will know that we are fully ready. And as we speak today, I say thank you so much for those of you that have had the opportunity to join. I don't want you to be concerned or worried about me. Be worried about Yoruba nation. That should be your concern. There's nothing wrong with me here. I live in a very civilized environment. If the British government thinks that whatever I'm saying is not the appropriate things to say, they'll write me an official letter and we will do the official thing that needs to be done. I don't live in the jungle like you all that lives in Nigeria. I have lived there enough to know the rules. And the rules is what we will use, even if they write me any letter. But for now, I haven't seen any letter from them. You should be more concerned about Yoruba nation than being concerned about me. Have a very good morning and bye for now. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ìkẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀.